Okay, we are live here on YouTube and my private Facebook group. Hello, hello. Happy Thursday morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me for this live stream called Live Strong, Staying Consistent Through a Busy Schedule. Yes, yes, yes. I am Liz Philippone, and I help people stay strong, confident, and independent by combining evidence-based training with mindful movement and nervous system support. So my approach focuses on building resilience, not perfection, so clients can move better, reduce pain, and continue doing what they love for years to come. That is my approach when I work with people. And it is my approach to myself. Let me just tell you that, right? We need to take care of ourselves so much better, right, than we are right now in these busy, tumultuous times. So thank you so much for joining me. If you are watching live, go ahead and say hello. I'm getting all these crazy notifications. Oh, here we go. Making sure that my laptop's not going to die on me. So here we go. I'm going to just hop in because I know time is of the essence here. And we all have stuff to do. We all have things going on. It's summer, right? It's summer. I am busy too. But I have to just tell you, I have been enjoying my summer. And also, I just realized something. Sorry, thinking out loud. I have been, I don't want to say slacking, but maybe you're with me on this. Are there certain things that you were doing before the summer hit that you're just slacking on? And I'm not talking about exercise here, okay? Don't just take that out of the equation. Maybe it is exercise, maybe it is movement, but are there things right now that you're slacking on that you were doing as part of your routine? I would just like to know. Let me know in the comments. And that is not even the question that I'm going to ask you guys. But hey, when I get a download, I got to share it. I got to let it out. So let me know about that. But let's get back to the topic here. Let's be honest. How many of you have missed a workout this summer? Okay. Or have you told yourself, I'll get back on track on Monday? Right? Any one of those two. Have you said that to yourself? So maybe yes, no, maybe more than once, right? Okay, if that's you, you're definitely not alone, okay? And today's conversation is all about why consistency isn't about being perfect, okay? I know people see that word consistent, it's thrown around a lot. It's not about being perfect. So you can just take that off your plate right there. So I'm just going to say, or put it out there, why does summer throw us off? I'm going to tell you why summer throws us off. You probably already know why. And you can go ahead and throw it in the comments too, if you would like. But if not, that's okay. I mean, we have vacations, we have family visits. Okay, sometimes, and those are two different things, okay? I don't call family visits vacation whatsoever. It's a completely different thing. Unless you're vacationing together, that can be a little bit different. But vacations, family visits, maybe the kids are home, right, from college, right? Maybe you have your grandkids more, right? If your kids are working, right? And, you know, they need childcare, right? Cookouts, barbecues. There's longer evenings now. The light, it stays light out much longer. So the evenings feel longer. There's more we can do. The heat, right? Sometimes we get these extreme bouts of heat and it really does keep us from doing things. The heat does bother us. And then of course, just more spontaneous plans. That's what I've been enjoying. Last weekend, I went to the Jersey Shore and it wasn't really necessarily spontaneous. It's something I do every summer. It's just a matter of when I'm going to do it because I have a friend who she gets a house for the summer on the Jersey Shore. And when her family's not there on a particular weekend, she's like, come on down. My family's not going to be here and it's going to be fun, right? And so sometimes it can feel a little more spontaneous. Spontaneous can be last minute. It can be like the day before. Sometimes for me, spontaneous is like a week or 2 weeks before. That can be kind of spontaneous too, depending on the levity of the trip, right? But the problem isn't that summer changes our schedule, all right? I'm just going to point this out. The problem isn't that summer changes our schedule. The problem is that we often think a changed schedule means we failed. Let me know in the comments if that makes sense. So the problem is that we often think a changed schedule means we've failed, and we haven't. It just happens, right? And if you have kids, or have had, if you have small kids right now, or, your kids are grown up, it doesn't matter, right? Like, it just happens. Like, things change. Hey, mom, I'm coming home, like, hey, dad, mom, whatever, I'm coming home this weekend. I remember doing that to my parents, my mother, because I lived with my mother. But even when I would tell my dad that too, it'd be like, hey, I'm coming home this weekend. And for the most part, I didn't even think what they were doing. I didn't even know if they were doing anything. So I just was kind of like, hey, I was thinking of coming home this weekend, right? That probably threw them off, right? It probably threw them off for sure. So it's not the summer, right? It's just that, that we think it's really, it's not that the summer changes our schedule. It's that we just think that, like, when it changes, oh God, we failed because I just threw that over there when I really should be doing that. So let me talk about the all or nothing trap. Who knows what I'm talking about here? Let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. Let me just say, the all or nothing trap. I've been there, and it goes something like this, right? These are the common thoughts, right? If we have fallen into that all or nothing trap. I missed 3 workouts. Another thought is, I'll start again Monday. I ruined my progress. I don't have time for a full workout, right? So meaning, I don't have time for a full workout means I'm not going to do anything. I'm not even going to do 10 minutes of a workout, right? And I actually said this to somebody in my class yesterday evening. I was like, I brought up rest days and how rest days actually help you gain results, right? Like, when you actually give yourself a rest day or a recovery day, and meaning, like, not doing absolutely nothing, but doing mobility, doing walking, maybe it's just walking, or maybe it's a mobility routine or yoga or Pilates or something like that. Foam rolling, right? Doing something like that, even if it's like, on days that you usually do like a workout, like a harder workout, actually will help you gain results. And she kind of looked at me like, really? Like, she couldn't believe it. Like in other words, like, rest days are bad or recovery days are bad or something like that. And I brought that up because I used to say that. I used to kind of freak out if I didn't do anything on a day. And I talked about this last week, in the last week's talk about recovery and recovering strong, because that's usually what happens in the recovery process. And I told a story how I was just like overdoing it, overtraining. It was really, yeah. And that was me. And it was like, okay, if I can't get a full workout in, then I ain't doing nothing. And then I would literally go up the list here. I ruined my progress. And I would go down this hole of like, I'm failing. I'm a failure because I'm not getting my workout in. And then I'll share this. I started getting like snappy with my family too. And I would really freak out if I could not get my workout in, or I'd be like, tomorrow morning, oh my God, we have to leave that early to get to the place. What about my workout? That's kind of how obsessed I was. I am totally comfortable sharing that with you all here because I know we've all been there. We've all been in that situation. So let's reframe this. Consistency isn't never missing a workout. Consistency is returning, right? You know, we go on vacation, we go on vacation. We need to go on vacation. We need to go away. We need to break away from routine. Okay? So maybe you write this down, okay? Perfection equals start, stop, start, stop. Okay? Consistency equals pause, return, repeat. Does that make sense? So like, I don't know. I would love for you to take a moment and let that sink in. If you're watching the replay, hit pause and maybe write that out. Perfection equals start, stop, start, stop. Consistency equals pause, return, repeat. Pause, return, repeat. So on and so forth. Okay? All right. All right, for some reason, let me pause for a moment and make sure that I don't know what's going on. I just feel like my battery is not charging on my laptop. Yikes. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that little. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Keeping an eye on my battery here. Small habits still count. Okay, so we have to go back to that. We have to remind ourselves that small habits still count. So I'm going to give you some examples of some movement wins, okay? This getting out of this all or nothing trap. A 10-minute walk, that counts. Please count a 10-minute walk. A few squats with, while you're cooking dinner, right? Count it in, why not, right? 5 minutes of stretching before bed, that totally counts. I always recommend that to my clients all the time. Carrying groceries, it totally counts. Taking the stairs, it counts, everybody. So shift your thinking. Shift your thinking. Instead of asking, did I get my workout in today? Ask, how did I move my body today? All right? Really think about that. Instead of, I have to start all over again, right? Try, I'm simply picking up where I left off. I didn't fail. I'm just picking up where I left off. So that I really encourage you to change your language, okay? Write those down. Please write those down. Okay, so we have to shift our thinking. And now here are my summer consistency tips. All right, I keep doing this. I'm sorry if it's annoying. Okay, good, it's charging. Okay. So here's a practical tip, some consistency tips for you. So keep your minimum routine, okay? Maybe it's a 10-minute walk, okay? 1 stretch circuit, 5 minutes of mobility, or a strength circuit. That's what I meant. A strength circuit or maybe 5 minutes of mobility routine, okay? It is something, even if it's minimum, it is something, okay? Having a minimum plan keeps momentum going, right? When you stop doing it, it's going to slow down that momentum, okay? So don't just do nothing. Even if you're on vacation and you're walking all over the place, count it, okay? Focus on movement, not perfection. Every movement has value, whether it's gardening, okay? We got a garden, right? Maybe we are on an excursion, right? Maybe we are shopping, right? Shopping involves walking, okay? You eat something, you eat a meal while you're on vacation. say, hey guys, let's go for a walk. We'll grab a tea or a coffee, I don't know, and go for a walk and count it all in. Get that movement in. Splash around in the pool or in the ocean if you're going swimming. Schedule movement like an appointment. I just said this to my client this week. You need to book it in your calendar, okay? Put the time you're going to do it. Book it, even if it's only for 15 minutes. Book it. I book it in my calendar, my walks, my strength training. Usually my strength training happens automatically. See, some of these things just happen now because I've done it for so long. But my walking, it's my cardio, because I do walking intervals. I have to actually schedule that in because it does take me longer. I like getting 30-minute walking, aerobic workout in. Be flexible. Some days are workouts, some days are walks, some days are stretching. They're all part of an active lifestyle, okay? So be flexible with yourself. If you're too rigid, then that's going to set you up for failure, okay? All right, good. That's working. Celebrate returning. So when you finally get to return back to that usual routine, instead of feeling guilty about missing a workout or more, celebrate that you came back. Be like, I'm back. I'm going to do this. I missed this, right? Even if you're like complaining about it, celebrate it. Okay. I actually, because we had this flash flood thing here in my area yesterday, and it my daughter's camp got canceled. Programs that I run at the senior center, they closed down because of leaking in there. There was all this stuff that just shut down everything. And, I worked, but because I got some work done and then I had this big chunk of time where I was like, oh my God, I could totally get a strength training workout in right now. And that's what I did. And I was like, woohoo, I got a strength training workout in. I haven't been able to get one in during the week in a long time. I usually do it at the beginning of the week, weekends, right? Depending on what's going on. And I was so excited, you guys. I was so excited that I actually was able to do it. And I did it and was still able to continue on with my day. So I actually was like grateful for the flash flood. I mean, there was, I would say, a flash flood warning. I'm not going to say there was a flash flood, but there were some areas that were pretty dangerous yesterday. But it not only helped me get my strength training workout in, but I finished a continuing education course that I had been trying to finish. So that was cool too. So anyway, here's a little reflection for you. I'm going to ask you. You can ask yourself this. You can write it down, journal it. What's one healthy habit you have kept going this summer, even if it looks different than usual, okay? I want you to think about that. What is one healthy habit you have kept going this summer? Okay, and celebrate the win. Celebrate that as a win. And now what's one habit you'd like to carry into August? All right. Yeah. Okay. So in closing this live stream, you don't lose your strength because you went on vacation. You don't lose your flexibility because you went on vacation. You don't lose your progress because you missed a few workouts. That's something I told a student last night. You don't lose that progress if you skip a day or whatever. The strongest people aren't the ones who never miss a day. They're the ones who keep coming back. And remember, we're not training for a perfect summer. We're building a body that helps us enjoy life for years to come. All right, so I want you to rewind. Go back and listen to that because those are so key. I want you to write those down. I want you to put them up somewhere, okay? So As I wrap up this, I'm starting my promotional stuff for my Strong Foundations workshop that I'm going to do in September. I know like August is like Saturday of this week. And I am going to nail down a date for that, like the first week of August. Nail down a date and get ready to see more information about my Strong Foundations workshop. I'm so excited about that. It's a way for people to get a little taste of my 12-week program, Power Up Your Strength. And then the other thing I want to think about is, I talked about my mini program. It's a recovery program, my Step Out of Stress 5-day nervous system reset. And this is all about the recovery conversation that I had, right? Recovery is where, that's where the gains and the results happen. So if today's conversation resonated with you and you've been feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, okay, I don't mean stressed, exhausted, or like you're always running on an empty tank, okay, I have something that can help. And that is the Step Out of Stress 5-day nervous system reset. It's an online program, so you do it at your own pace. It's designed to help you slow down, reconnect with your body, and build simple daily habits that support both your physical and mental well-being. Okay, so each day includes a gentle movement, a breathing exercise, and just practical strategies you can use in just a few minutes a day. This is not going to take up a lot of time. It's not going to require a lot of space to do it, okay? It's not about adding more to your to-do list, okay? It's not about adding another thing to your plate. It's about helping you feel calmer, more energized, and better able to enjoy your life, enjoy your day, no matter what's on your plate, right? Even if it's like hard shit, okay? Hard stuff you got to do. Right? These tools and exercises are going to help you be like, okay, it's just going to make it flow a lot better. So if you're ready to make that, especially recovery, part of your wellness plan, I'd love to invite you to join. Okay. And there's really no start date to this. I am throwing it out that it is open. This program is open. It is available now, and you can start it when you want. Okay. And you have the program. You have it. It's only $39. So you can comment reset, okay, if you are like in for this, okay, because I always love to see who is watching these, and it also makes me feel like, oh, okay, cool, like this is really getting people excited. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link in the comments, okay, of the live stream, so that you can click on that link and you can check it out. All right, so have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.